Hello guys, and welcome to our first video for algebraic reasoning this year. This video we're going to go through a couple examples from section 1.1. You'll find these examples on page 3 of your guided notes. Okay, so just to start off, here's our first example. Anthony worked all summer to save $1,950 for spending money during the school year. He plans to withdraw meaning he's taking money out of the same amount from a savings account at the end of each week. Okay, so he can make a sequence to show how much money he has at the beginning of each week. Okay, so here, he started making the sequence for the first 3 weeks. All right, so we want to know how much money will he have at the beginning of the 4th week, and then we want to look at how much money he's going to have at the beginning of the 5th week. Okay, so in week 1, he had $1,950. All right. In week 2, he had $1,885. In week 3, he had $1,820. So we want to first look at how much money would he have in week 4. All right. So if we look at this, and we compare week 1 and 2 together first. All right. Well, from week 1 to week 2, if I take those two numbers, all right, in week 2 he had $1,885. If I want to see the difference between those two, I could subtract week 1, $1,950. And when I do that subtraction, I get negative $65. It's negative because he's withdrawing. He's taking money out. Okay? So that's negative 65 is the difference there. All right? Well, if I do that same thing, I'm not going to go through all the math again, and I find the difference here, I find out that he also had a difference of negative 65. So, to go from 1820 to week 4, I'm going to subtract $65, which is going to give me $1,755 for week 4. Now, to do the same thing to get week 5, okay, I'm again going to subtract $65, okay, 1,755 minus 65 is going to be 1,690. So, in week 4, he would have $1,755. In week 5, he would have $1,690. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and look at example 2 from that same page. In this one, we now have an investor who put $1,000 into a fund that pays 20%. Okay? Now, later on, we'll learn a little bit more about how this math works and how we can actually set up a function for something like this. But right now, we're just kind of looking at the numbers and what's going on with the numbers. So, at the end of the first year, he has $1,200. The second year, $1,440. And the third year, $1,728. Okay? We want to know how much money he will have at the end of 4 years. Okay? So, in year 1, he has $1,200. All right? Year 2, he has $1,440. In year 3, he has $1,728. All right? So we're looking at how much money will he have in year 4. Okay. Now, we could try and do adding like we did in example 1, but being that this is something that's paying 20%, it's not going to be an adding situation in this case. Okay? In fact, if we look at these two numbers and we look at the difference between those, which is 240, and then we look at the difference between year 2 and 3, we'll find that it's not 240 again. So, we have some other kind of math going on here. Well, let's look at what that is. Well, if we take 1,440 and we divide that by 1,200, we actually get 1.2. Now that 0.2 is because of the 20%. Okay? Like I said, let's not focus on that right now. Let's just look at the numbers. All right? So we get 1.2 is our answer. So what that tells us is if we multiply 1,200 by 1.2, we get 1,440. So 1,200 times 1.2 gives us 1,440. If we do that same math between year 2 and 3, we find that 1,440 times 1.2 gives us 1,728. So what are we going to do between year 3 and 4 then? We're going to multiply by 1.2. So if we take 1,728 and we multiply it times 1.2, feel free to use your calculators on this if you need to, we get 2,073.6. So year 4, he would have $2,073.60.